Desperate, Ron pointed the gun at his temple, but in the end he couldn't pull the trigger. Rather than dying from AIDS, he longed for a heroic death. And it all began with a workplace accident. When Ron woke up, he found himself in a hospital. He initially thought it was nothing serious and that he would soon be able to go home, but the doctor informed him that he had contracted AIDS, and it was in the late stages. He had no more than 30 days to live. Ron couldn't believe it. At the time, everyone thought AIDS was only transmitted among homosexuals, and he had always looked down on them. After returning home, Ron continued to live recklessly. It wasn't until he mentioned the diagnosis to a friend, and a casual comment from the friend made him realize that it might actually be true. While Ron was desperately searching for an effective drug, he was told by a doctor that the experimental drug AZT was unavailable for purchase due to its trial phase. In his despair, Ron unexpectedly learned of a doctor in Mexico whose medical license had been revoked. It seemed that this doctor had access to other effective medications. With no other options, Ron placed his hopes there. Upon arriving at the clinic, he discovered just how dangerous AZT, the drug he once considered a miracle, really was. The drug indiscriminately killed cells. Now, even a mild cold could be fatal for him. However, after taking the special medication given by the doctor, he not only survived for 3 more months, but he also felt better than before he became ill. Ron looked at the clinic filled with patients, and he thought to himself that these drugs were cheap and effective, yet they were completely unavailable in the United States. If he could bring these drugs back, he could save many people and make a fortune as well. So, he loaded up a car with the medication and began his journey home. Once back in the US, he had no choice but to cooperate with the very people he had once despised, and founded the Dallas Buyers Club. For a $400 monthly membership, patients could get the medication for free. At the same time, AZT was officially released on the market. With its $10,000 annual cost and severe side effects, it made life unbearable for patients. In contrast, Ron's drugs were not only much cheaper, but they also had better effects. This made the club hugely successful. However, what should have been a golden opportunity soon turned into a nightmare as hospitals began to keep a watchful eye on him, and Ron found himself sinking deeper into trouble.